Hey everyone, in this video we're looking at units of measurement. We're looking at why we measure things and how we measure them. So you would probably be measuring lots of different things already. You know, length, height, length and height are the same thing. So measures of distance, measures of mass, so your weight, measure of light. We've done in other subjects you might have done with science, like the measure of turbidity, so how much dissolved like solid particles are in the water, dissolved oxygen. All of those things are things that we measure, and they normally tell us something about, it's a piece of information about the subject that we're looking at. So in terms of mathematics though, we're going to be looking at particularly length measurements. So the main one is meters, and then we divide that into millimeters, centimeters, kilometers, just depending on the scale of what we're measuring. This whole system is derived from the International System of Units. It's like a official system of how we actually officially measure things. These are the main ones. You just need to know mainly meters. So that's what we're looking at. And just remember, when you're doing your conversions, tens are your friends. So the zeros give you a really good idea of what you need to do. So first of all, we're going to look at is selecting the appropriate units of length to measure something. So we normally can get out a ruler and measure something on our piece of paper and tell us it's in centimeters. So that would be the appropriate. It would be really inappropriate for us to record that or report it in kilometers or even like light years. So what we do is we're trying to find the most appropriate metric unit of measurement. So for a distance across Australia, like, you know, we're talking our large, wonderful country, that would be in kilometers. So that would be our most appropriate unit because it's our largest one that we have here. The distance across a room or the room, so the room that you're currently sitting in, would most likely be meters. Your width of your fingertips, so that there, if you want to be very exact, you might use millimeters, but I would be quite happy for you to measure that in centimeters. So that would be centimeters, or the length of something on your page. Then the length of fleas. Now, fleas are very small animals that live on other animals, and they're normally the size of a pinhead, so you might want to use millimeters. So be happy with that as well. So that's what we mean by selecting the appropriate units of length. I'd like you to pause and have a go of doing these ones here. Righto, now that you've paused and had a go, like kind of getting your head around when you would use the appropriate measurements, we're going to do some conversions. Now, there's lots of different ways to think about this. One of the things I like to use is like thinking of like the smaller the units, the more there's going to be. So that's why you have to multiply when going in this direction, and then the larger the units, the less there's going to be. So you have to divide. You'll see that they are base 10. So if you think about it, there are 10 millimeters in 1 centimeter, 100 centimeters in a meter, and 1,000 meters in a kilometer. So that is what you're doing. So that's why you would divide, because you're saying like this here, those 10 of those makes one of these. It's just a place value system. So in that, converting the following into the units and brackets. So I'm going to take my 0.34 kilometers, this one here, and I'm going to convert to meters. So I'm going in this direction. My little arrows help me out. Multiply by 1,000. So multiplying by 1,000, or any number with a base 10, you can just move the amount of zeros that you have across. So that would be 0.345 times 1,000 equals 345 meters. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. This one here. We can even use like your halo method that you've come across before. So 560 meters. I'm wanting to find out how many centimeters. So meters, it's 100, 1 meter. And we want to go to centimeters. So it's 100 centimeters. And what do I need to do to get this number to 100? I multiply it by 100. What I do to one side, I do to the other. So the decimal is here, 1, 2, that's 560 plus 2 extra zeros, so it becomes 56,000 centimeters. Then, so I can write that there. This one here, it's still the 560 meters, but now we're going to kilometers. So 560 meters is the same as meters because I want to go to kilometers. So I need to divide by 1000. And what I do on one side must do the other. Divide by 1000. Move your decimal 1, 2, 3 to the left because you're making your number smaller. 560 kilometers. I'll have a look over here just to help you out there. I'm starting in meters. I want to go to kilometers, so it tells you divide by 1000. So that one's going to be 0.560 kilometers. 560 meters to millimeters. So exactly the same one again, but using your table here, we're going 1, 2 steps. Now I can go 560 times 100 and then that answer times 10, or I can collect up my zeros here, 1, 2, 3. So that's going to be 560 multiplied by 1, 2, 3. So there are 1000 millimeters in 1 meter. So that would then times 1000, 1, 2, 3. So it would be 560,000 millimeters. Now this one here, 480 centimeters to kilometers. So we're again doing a double conversion. So we're starting here at centimeters, we're going 2 meters, and then we're going 2 kilometers. So I can take my 480 and I'm going to divide it by, so I'm at centimeters, divide by 100. I could do that and then take that answer and divide by 1000. Or I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and divide by 10,000, which is going to give us 0.00. Let's make sure 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, 480. Where are we? Kilometers. So there are your conversions. If it helps, definitely draw this and then refer back to it as you do this, as you're going through your conversions. The more you do, the less you'll have to rely on that table and the better you'll feel about this. Okay, so here's an opportunity to practice your converting between different units of length. Okay, thanks everyone. Stay awesome.